Me and my niggas pull up in 100 trucks.
Around 100 shots fired close to CIAA festivities. Tonight, we're hearing from those who escaped the crossfire. It happened while thousands of people were in uptown Charlotte.
He walked into the Makeda's cookie shop around 12 o'clock, 12:15, 12:20, which he was ordering some cookies. Two masked men came from behind, ambushed him, shot him over 22 times, and this is the after effect.
On November 17th, 2021, Memphis rapper Young Dolph was gunned down in broad daylight at Makeda's homemade butter cookies.
If you look here to my right, Terrence, if we could just show right here, Makeda's homemade butter cookies, where this shooting did take place just a little while ago. We saw them take out what we do believe is Young Dolph's car.
But before that could happen, there were a number of other attempts, from having up to 100 bullets shot into his bulletproof vehicle.
100 shots. How the f you miss a whole 100 shots?
To getting hospitalized from bullet wounds in another attempt.
Another rapper, Young Dolph, in critical condition, shot several times in the body, and police say they have hotel security video they're now looking over.
This is the story of how it took 150 plus bullets and 4 years of paid hits to kill Young Dolph. Adolph Robert Thornton Jr. Young Dolph came from Memphis's South Memphis neighborhood, rising from humble beginnings to become a prominent figure in the rap industry. In 2010, he founded his own label, Paper Route Empire, emphasizing independence and self-reliance. His refusal to sign with major labels, including Yo Gotti's collective music group CMG, set the stage for a bitter rivalry. Memphis, Tennessee, a city known for its rich musical heritage and vibrant street culture. But beneath the music, a fierce rivalry brewed between two of its most prominent figures, Young Dolph and Yo Gotti. Today we delve into why Young Dolph was never intimidated by Yo Gotti or his so-called Memphis goons. Young Dolph emerged from the streets of Memphis with a relentless drive and an independent spirit. Rejecting major label offers, he built his empire through his own label, Paper Route Empire. His authenticity and refusal to conform made him a beacon for those who valued independence over industry politics.
Why do they keep trying to make it a rap beef between you and Gotti, though?
If it's something about you I just don't respect.
The origins of Young Dolph's beef with Yo Gotti. The friction between Dolph and Yo Gotti began with a perceived slight. Dolph accused Gotti of attempting to sign him, only to turn hostile when he declined. From there, the rivalry escalated, with subliminal diss tracks and public jabs becoming commonplace. The tension escalated when rumors circulated about Dolph's involvement with a woman connected to Yo Gotti, further fueling animosity between the two. The feud manifested in more diss tracks and public confrontations, intensifying the divide within Memphis's hip-hop scene. Young Dolph's unwavering confidence and refusal to be intimidated by Yo Gotti and his associates cemented his status as a true Memphis legend.
He a hater, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, he my biggest hater. You know what I mean?
From the gritty streets of Memphis to the heights of hip-hop royalty, one man's hustle redefined the game. Mario Mims, better known as Yo Gotti. In the empire he built, CMG, collective music group. Born and raised in the heart of Memphis, Yo Gotti wasn't handed fame. He earned it, track by track, tape by tape. Before the world knew him as a mogul, he was grinding through the underground scene, making a name with his street-savvy lyrics and unmistakable southern flow. Accosting Yo Gotti, I didn't wait for no major. I pressed my own CDs, I hit the streets, that's all I knew. Growing up in the Ridgecrest apartments of North Memphis, Gotti was no stranger to struggle. Raised by a single mother involved in street business, he witnessed firsthand the trials of urban life. But those experiences shaped his pen. Inspired by Memphis legends like 8 Ball and MJG and 3-6 Mafia, Gotti released his debut, Youngsta's On a Come Up under the name Lil Yo in 1996, just 15 years old. The early 2000s saw Gotti start to turn heads beyond the South. Albums like Life Back 2DA Basics and Live from the Kitchen cemented his status as more than just a regional act. But it wasn't just about rap. Gotti had a vision bigger than himself, and that vision was CMG. Founded originally as a music group, the label began as an outlet for Gotti to take control of his own music, but it evolved into something greater, a platform for raw street-centered talent with commercial appeal. He was quoted saying, "We cleaned it up to collective music group because it's bigger than the streets now. It's about building business, opportunity." With Gotti at the helm, CMG became one of the most active and powerful indie labels in hip-hop, eventually signing a distribution deal with Epic Records. CMG's rise can be traced through the success of of its artists. The label didn't just bet on talent, it bet on realness. First came Blac Youngsta, known for his wild energy and comedic bravado, a viral personality turned bona fide rapper. Then Moneybagg Yo, a street poet with the ability to craft both introspective bars and club bangers. His albums regularly hit the Billboard Top 10, making him one of the South's most consistent hit makers. CMG also reached into Detroit to sign 42 Dugg, whose voice became instantly recognizable, and ESTG, who brought Louisville to the forefront of drill-influenced street rap. And in 2022, CMG made a major cultural impact by signing Glorilla. Her breakout hit, FNF, became an anthem of female empowerment and a viral moment that couldn't be denied. What separates Yo Gotti from many rapper-turned-executives is his hands-on approach. He isn't just putting names on paper, he's investing, guiding, mentoring. In 2022, Gotti hosted the CMG press conference in partnership with Interscope. Showcasing his full roster like a sports team unveiling its draft pick stock, it was a statement. CMG wasn't just a label, it was a movement. But the journey hasn't been without controversy and pain. In 2021, Gotti's longtime rival, fellow Memphis rapper Young Dolph, was tragically murdered. Though tensions between their camps had long existed, the loss rocked the entire city. Gotti remained silent publicly, choosing peace over more conflict, a move that signaled maturity and the burdens of leadership. Under Gotti's leadership, its artists have earned platinum plaques, top charts, and sold out arenas. CMG also launched Gangsta Art, a compilation album showcasing the label's range and chemistry. More than a label, CMG has become a brand, synonymous with hustle, authenticity, and longevity. Few in hip-hop have made the transition from street lyricist to executive powerhouse. Yo Gotti did it while staying true to his roots, and while building an empire that amplifies voices that often go unheard. CMG is more than music. It's mentorship, it's culture, it's generational wealth. And at the center of it all is a kid from North Memphis who turned his dreams into a dynasty.
Be the biggest label and create the biggest partnership in music. We had every label in the game coming to us, every chairman in the game coming to me, calling my phone directly. You know, we like the #1 draft pick if it was the NBA. So, you know,
he was a voice of resilience, an entrepreneur, a family man, and one of the most influential independent artists of his era. This is the story of Young Dolph, his legacy, his lessons, and the imprint he left on the culture forever. Young Dolph was born on July 27, 1985, in Chicago, Illinois. I'll quote, but it was Memphis, specifically the Castalia Heights neighborhood, that would shape his story. According to him, Memphis made me. It's a hard city. You gotta stand on your own 10 out here. Raised by his grandmother after his parents struggled with addiction, Dolph's upbringing wasn't easy, but through the chaos, he developed a fierce independence, a deep loyalty to family and friends. Dolph didn't wait for a record deal. He created his own lane. In 2008, he released Paper Route Campaign, the first mixtape under his own label, Paper Route Empire. No managers, no majors, just Dolph, his voice, and his vision. His music was raw and unfiltered, speaking directly to those navigating poverty, struggle, and ambition. He wasn't glorifying the streets, he was reporting live from them. Young Dolph didn't just break through, he crashed the doors open. With hits like Preach, 100 Shots, and Major, he brought Southern Trap to new heights, all while staying independent. His 2016 debut studio album, King of Memphis, wasn't just a title, it was a statement. He wanted the world to know who ran the city, and the numbers didn't lie. Without a major label, Dolph was charting on Billboard, performing sold-out shows, and earning millions from his music. But Dolph wasn't just building a career, he was building an empire. Paper Route Empire wasn't a vanity label, it was a platform to lift others. His cousin Key Glock became the flagship artist of Pre, and their collaborative project Dumb and Dumber was a critical and commercial success. Dolph passed the torch without stepping away from the fire. Beyond Glock, Puri included a diverse roster: Snoop Bands, Big Moochie Grape, Kenny Muni, Jody Bad, and more, each one given the space to thrive. In an industry built on ownership exploitation, Dolph stood as a beacon of independence. He famously turned down a $22 million label deal to maintain full control of his music. He once said, "I can't sell my soul for no check. I'm building something I own." He showed artists that you didn't need a cosign, that you could stay indie, own your masters, and still win. Every project, every move, every lyric. He was living proof that the streets and strategy could coexist. Dolph never forgot where he came from. He gave back to Memphis constantly, donating to schools, covering funeral costs, gifting cars to fans, even organizing turkey drives during Thanksgiving. He wasn't loud about it. There were no PR stunts, just action. He was quoted as saying, "If I'm winning, my city gotta win too." Fame didn't shield Dolph from danger. In 2017, he survived multiple attempts on his life, including being shot in Los Angeles. Instead of retreating, he responded with music. 100 Shots wasn't just a song, it was a war cry, a declaration of survival. Dolph represented resilience in the face of fear, strength in the face of silence, and his fans rallied behind him, stronger than ever. However, tragedy struck as young Dolph was shot and killed in Memphis while supporting a local business. His death sent shockwaves through the music industry. A man who stood for ownership, integrity, and independence, gone far too soon. But while his life was taken, his legacy could never be. In the years since his passing, Paper Route Empire has kept Dolph's spirit alive, releasing posthumous music and continuing the mission he started. Key Glock dropped Proud in honor of Dolph, a heartbreaking and beautiful dedication to his mentor and cousin. The Long Live Dolph project showcased the strength and unity of the PRE roster, carrying the torch with pride. Young Dolph taught us that independence is possible, that ownership matters, that you can come from nothing and build something immortal. He showed young black men they could be CEOs, not just artists, entrepreneurs, not just entertainers. He said, "Whatever you want to do it to the max. Don't wait on nobody to believe in you." Behind the persona was a father, a partner, a protector. Dolph was fiercely devoted to his 2 children and his longtime girlfriend Mia J. He wanted to build generational wealth, not just for himself, but for them. In the wake of his death, Mia launched a powerful campaign. Black men deserve to grow old, a reminder of the lives lost and the lives left behind. Young Dolph lives on, in every artist he inspired, every fan who blasts his music with pride. Beyond the music, Dolph was committed to uplifting his community. He regularly gave back to Memphis, providing turkeys for Thanksgiving and supporting local businesses. His impact transcended the streets, leaving an indelible mark on Memphis and the world. His story serves as a testament to the power of staying true to oneself, no matter the challenges faced.
And Dolph was a guy who had a lot of real estate. He paid a lot of people's bills. He looked out for a lot of children. Gave back to the city of Memphis.
What was the beef with him and Juke? Why Juke want him dead?
Man, a lot. I think they wanted to sign him in the beginning. Juke would be fronted by Dolph. I think it was just jealousy and hatred.
February 25th, 2017, Charlotte, North Carolina, a night that could have marked the end of a rising star's journey. Instead, it became a testament to resilience and the price of fame. Young Dolph, Memphis's own, was in town for the CIA basketball tournament, a weekend that draws thousands to the city. But what was supposed to be a celebration turned into a harrowing ordeal. Over 100 shots fired at his vehicle. This incident marked the beginning of a series of attacks on Dolph, each more brazen than the last. Yet, against all odds, Dolph walked away unscathed. How? The answer lies in one crucial decision. Young Dolph had always been a figure of defiance, independent, unapologetic, and unfiltered. His rise in the rap game wasn't just about music, it was about challenging the status quo. Refusing to sign with major labels, Dolph built his empire from the ground up. But with success came enemies, and not everyone appreciated his approach.
Young Dolph had his SUV shot up. Police say nearly 100 bullets were fired into his SUV. He was not in it. Allegedly, there was a feud with another rapper. Detectives say much of what happened today.
On that fateful evening, Dolph was leaving a store when an assailant in a white SUV pulled up and opened fire. Witnesses reported hearing more than 100 gunshots, a barrage aimed directly at the rapper. Miraculously, Dolph emerged unharmed. The reason? His vehicle was equipped with bulletproof panels, a precaution he had taken following previous threats. While the vehicle bore the scars of the attack, Dolph's life was spared, a decision that would later inspire his 2017 mixtape, Bulletproof. The news spread quickly. Fans and fellow artists alike expressed their relief and admiration for Dolph's resilience. But for Dolph, it was just another chapter in his journey. Shortly after the shooting, Dolph took to Twitter, taunting his would-be assailants with a simple message: "You lose." Later that night, despite the danger, Dolph performed at Cameo nightclub in Charlotte, undeterred and unbowed. Many questioned why Dolph would invest in a bulletproof vehicle, but for him, it was a matter of survival. In an industry where envy and competition often turn deadly, he understood the risks. Experts agree that for celebrities, personal security is paramount. And in Dolph's case, that decision proved life-saving. Just months later, he was critically injured in Los Angeles. Despite these attacks, Dolph remained undeterred. Instead of retreating, he channeled his experiences into his music, solidifying his reputation as a resilient figure in hip-hop.
And more than 100 shots fired on a busy uptown street. Witnesses terrified with bullets missing some people by just inches.
Blake, police told me they've had a hard time getting potential witnesses to talk, even though hundreds of people were out here last night.
The final blow, the Makeda shooting. Just days before his death, Dolph was seen in a video posted by Makeda's Cookies holding a bag of their famous chocolate chip cookies and expressing his love for the establishment. On that fateful Wednesday afternoon, Dolph entered the bakery to purchase cookies. As he was inside, two armed assailants approached the store and opened fire, shooting Dolph multiple times. The gunman fled the scene in a white Mercedes-Benz, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Despite efforts to save him, young Dolph succumbed to his injuries. In the wake of his death, the community rallied together to honor Dolph's memory. Fans and residents created a memorial outside Makeda's Cookies, leaving flowers, candles, and messages of love. 10 months later, Makeda's Cookies reopened its doors, paying tribute to the man who had been a loyal customer and a supporter of their business. Young Dolph's legacy lives on through his music, his charitable work, and the impact he had on his community. His untimely death serves as a reminder of the violence that can plague even the most promising lives. As Memphis continues to mourn the loss of one of its own, the memory of young Dolph remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for future generations. Let's delve into the complex web of affiliations and betrayals that led to the tragic events when young Dolph was fatally shot at Makeda's homemade cookies in Memphis. Young Dolph emerged from the streets of Memphis with a relentless drive and an independent spirit. Parallel to Dolph's rise was the emergence of Trulla Mafia, a street collective with deep ties to Memphis's underground scene. While not officially affiliated with any major label, Trulla Mafia's influence was felt in the city's streets and clubs. In the aftermath of Dolph's murder, theories emerged linking Trulla Mafia to the crime. While no direct evidence has surfaced to confirm these allegations, the group's known affiliations and the timing of their rise during the feud have fueled speculation. Some insiders suggest that members of Trulla Mafia may have been involved in orchestrating the shooting, capitalizing on the existing tensions between Dolph and Gotti.
Head honcho of the Trulla family. You see, young Dolph had really close ties to the Trulla family due to his really close partnership and friendship with J Money. J Money is on the left of Dolph in the red shirt. Dolph seen a lot of himself in J Money. J Money was a head honcho at such a young age.
Justin Johnson, known as Straight Drop, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. His arrest was a significant step in the case, but it was only the beginning. During the trial, Cornelius Smith, a co-defendant, took the stand and made a shocking confession. He admitted to being the gunman who shot Dolph and implicated others in the conspiracy. Smith revealed that he and Johnson were promised $40,000 each for the murder, with a $100,000 bounty placed on Dolph by Anthony Big Jook Mims, Yo Gotti's brother. Smith's testimony provided crucial insight into the motive and orchestration of the crime. In September 2024, after a week-long trial, Justin Johnson was found guilty on all counts: first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He was sentenced to life in prison for the murder charge, with additional sentencing hearings for the other counts.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. And we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of convicted felon in possession of a firearm as charged in count 3 of the indictment.
Mr. Johnson, the jury having found you guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and convicted felon in possession of a firearm. As the 13th juror, I affirm this verdict. As to the first-degree murder, I sentence you to life in prison. I will set punishment as to the conspiracy and the convicted felon in possession of a firearm after a sentencing hearing.
The verdict brought a sense of justice to many, but questions remained about the full extent of the conspiracy. Jamarcus Johnson, Justin's half-brother, also played a pivotal role in the aftermath. He pleaded guilty to 3 counts of accessory after the fact, admitting to helping his brother evade capture by taking possession of his cell phone and car. Jermarcus was sentenced to 6 years of probation and agreed to testify against the other defendants. His cooperation was instrumental in building the case against those involved. Hernandez Govin, identified as the alleged mastermind behind the murder, is facing charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and attempted first-degree murder. His trial is set for July 28, 2025. Prosecutors allege that Govin acted as an intermediary, facilitating the murder for a $100,000 bounty placed by Big Juak. The upcoming trial is expected to shed more light on the conspiracy and the individuals involved. Beyond the legal proceedings, young Dolph's death left an indelible mark on Memphis. His philanthropic efforts and support for local businesses endeared him to the community. His passing prompted a wave of tributes, memorials, and a renewed focus on addressing violence in the city. The community's response highlighted the profound loss felt by all who knew him. As the legal proceedings continue, the memory of young Dolph lives on. His legacy as an artist, philanthropist, and community leader endures, reminding us all of the importance of justice, accountability, and the power of giving back. The case highlighted the deep-seated rivalries and the dangerous intersection of street culture and the music industry. It also underscored the tragic consequences of unresolved conflicts and the value placed on loyalty and power within certain circles. Young Dolph's death serves as a stark reminder of the perilous nature of fame and the complexities of loyalty and rivalry in the music industry. While his murder has been officially attributed to the orchestrations of Yo Gotti's brother, the broader implications of such conflicts continue to resonate within Memphis and beyond. In the wake of his passing, young Dolph's legacy endures through his music and the independent path he carved in the industry. His story stands as a testament to resilience, ambition, and the harsh realities that often accompany success.